Having problems with your PLA with it breaking and being brittle? Well, join me today as we talk about two different types of PLA heaters. One from eSUN, one from SUNLU. See you guys inside. Hello and welcome to today's video. As I said, we are going to be talking about PLA dryers. So I said heaters in the intro, but they're actually dryers. So what these are supposed to do is dry out moisture that has gotten into your filament that has caused it to get brittle, break, and just honestly not be usable, gum up in the hot end and different things like that. Now the reason why you probably have this problem is, again, moisture in unprotected PLA. It doesn't take much. It can happen actually rather quickly. It depends on your climate, depends on where you store your PLA, it depends on how you store your PLA. Because you notice most PLAs come in vacuum sealed bags. That's to exactly keep out moisture. Now like me, I live in the middle of the Midwest. I got humidity. It is what it is. Now granted, our central air system has a dehumidifier and different things like that, so it's not a huge problem for me, but I do have all of my shop down in my basement. So it can become a problem, especially if filament's just sitting out on the shelf, just like this. No protector, no nothing. So, and honestly, I store most of my stuff like that. And as you can see, this one's been sitting out for a while. It's still got a lot of elasticity. It's not very brittle. Fortunately, this spool got brittle and snapped off right as it was trying to feed down. And wow, okay. So I'm talking about two. I'm doing a comparison with them and talking about the good points of them. I've got SUNLU's bed heat filament heater dryer, and I've got eSUN's. Now this video is courtesy of eSUN. They asked me to do this one comparing it against the SUNLU. So they sent me their heater, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm very impressed by this heater. And actually it's currently running right now in a spool that was having brittle problems. But before we jump into some of the details about this, if you like what you're seeing on the channel, hit that subscribe button, especially if you're new here. We talk about all kinds of things, 3D printing. You'll even see me doing 3D printing. I haven't done a time-lapse video in a few weeks. I need to do one of those. So if you guys got an idea of what you'd like to see printed, comments down below, let me know. So definitely, if you got any questions about 3D printing or anything of that like, or about these, or a different printer, leave me a comment down below as well. And if you can, share the video. It helps out, grows the channel. Definitely can use any help that's going out there. And also, you know, support the channel in any way that you guys can. I appreciate it. So let's start with the SUNLU. I've had this one longer. I've used it a few times, and there are things I love about it and things I hate about it. The first thing I'm going to talk about is well, what I hate about it. So the way this is designed is when you open it up, you guys can just see it's just a silver, it's just a heater underneath here that heats this up, and it creates heat into the entire apparatus. Now the problem is it's just hot down here. So it's supposed to make the whole thing about 50 degrees Celsius, which does become a problem because it's going to be hotter down here than it is up here. That means it's not getting into the filament. So I found that I have to turn my filament spools in here to get them to get evenly heated. That does create a problem for me. Now, one of the cool things about this is having the filament in here. You guys have seen me use the carriages and stuff. Well, this will let you use it as a carriage, and it will pull filament out. It has two options, which is really important to me. Is you've got the primary spool hole right there, but you've got an option of a one up here. So if you're pulling up into it, it makes it a lot easier, or if you're doing a straight feed. Now, downfall of this, if you're using a direct extruder, you gotta set it on its face so it can pull down and out. So that's kind of a quick run of the SUNLU one. That is a big downfall of it. Fewer buttons, but the downfall is there's nothing pushing the heat around in here. Now that's where the SUNLU, the eSUN, I'm actually going to turn it off here. eSUN has taken that very approach. And actually, as I put when this is on and I put my hand on there, I can definitely feel the heat. The SUNLU eSUN one, whoo, I can feel the heat. So I'm going to take this out. I'm going to show the difference. So eSUN went a little further, and you can see the slit right there. They put a blower in, so it is actually pushing that heat up in and around to push the heat around the entire unit. So that is letting the unit precipitate the heat all the way through and get everything good and warm. The drawback is there's only the one filament exit hole. There's nothing up here. But one thing I do like, if you guys look at these side by side, I love the size of the eSUN. It is smaller. They're the same height, but I like the curvature and smallness of this. You guys know I work mainly with inland PLA. I've tried the spoolless spools, the reusable spools, the standard spools. Everything seems to fit in there just fine. The JO, it rubs on the top a little bit because the spool's a little bit taller, is the only difference. But one of the big things that the eSUN definitely has and engineered is that blower. That blower makes this one far superior, unfortunately, to the eSUN, which has been a good one for me in the past. But that heater, it takes less time to dry out the filament. The eSUN just kind of blows it out of the water, and that's my opinion. I've worked with this for a couple days while I've had it. I've dried a couple rolls, and honestly, this guy has stepped into the lead as my favorite. There's 3 temperature settings, different modes you can change, so you guys will get a closer shot of this one. But all in all, that blower sets this one aside, because I've had a few comments when I did the SUNLU one that you know, it doesn't push the heat and different things like that. Well, if you're wanting something that will definitely push the heat, the eSUN will do the job. So link down in the description down below for this one out on Amazon. I am an Amazon affiliate, so clicking on that link does give me a little bit of money if you choose to buy one. But again, the eBox, it's just that little change makes this one a superior unit. That one little blower pushing that heat all the way around, getting the filament fully heated up, and pulling that moisture out of it, just kind of kicks its butt. So if you guys are looking to buy one, granted, the SUNLU one, it's gorgeous. It has that extra hole. It's not that hard to drill a hole and get a plug and print a TPU plug like that to put in there if you need to. But all in all, now granted, SUNLU is quieter, but doesn't have that blower. That blower is what makes the noise in this one. So similar heating elements. We've got a lot more insulation as well that I noticed. In this eSUN, there's this insulation to help push the heat and protect the box. For the SUNLU, we've just got some foam padding. We really don't have a thermal insulation like we do with that one. So all in all, if I had to choose, the eSUN's the winner. So let me know your guys' opinion as well. I'm kind of curious to hear it, because honestly, these are the only 2 I have tried. When I got the SUNLU, I was really impressed. I was drying out filament, I was being able to use it, I was getting rid of the brittleness, but it was taking time. I had to let this cook for about 3 to 6 hours before I felt I could use a roll. This guy, about an hour, and the roll is ready to use. That blower definitely did change the game, and with the 3 different heat modes, it's definitely doing the job that I need it to do. I mean, this one has variable heat mode as well, where you can change the temperatures, but that blower just kicks the butt of what's going on with these, because you want that heat permeating all the way through and all the way around. And unfortunately, the SUNLU, time-wise, yeah, especially, but you got to turn the filament to make sure that heat is getting up in there, where this one, the blower, just kind of changed the game. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down in the description below. I know this was kind of a quick video, but I want to get this out there because honestly, winter's coming, summer's been here, it's been raining like crazy. Missouri's had a really weird summer. We had a lot of rain, now all of a sudden we're in a heat spell. So humidity's there, it's up. Winter not too far around the corner, so definitely kind of one of those things we'll be seeing snow and different things, but moisture is definitely in the air, and moisture can be one of the worst enemies for 3D printing. So if you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you guys in the next video.